And welcome back to Let's Play Gothic 3. This is Mr. Joseph, and today I'm starting out by showing you this map. Now I've just marked where we're starting today. All the area in red is the places that we've been. I sort of consolidated the previous maps, which had the different colors there, and feel free to go back and pause that if you want to look at it for longer. But I wanted to show you where we were starting, because it's on the road down to Trellis, but it's kind of hard to know exactly where we were, so I kind of put it on the map there for you, that green and blue bubble that you saw. But we got the King Sorrel there, which we had not yet collected, so make sure you get that. I realize you can't see what I'm doing here. This is me falling down the hill with a bunch of tree canopy covering my descent. And now we're back facing the path to Trellis. But I saw a raptor here, so I'm going to go grab him. Not a raptor, what do they call these? A snapper. That's it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab him. Somehow I killed him even though my sword did not make contact with him at the end there, but that's okay. His collision matrix seemed to have gotten out beyond his visual body. And there's another corpse hanging in a thing there. Another sign of the times, and literally a sign to Trellis there. Okay, so as we go down the hill to Trellis, I'm just making sure I got all the little plants and things, and here's another healing plant. Can never have too many healing plants. Healing plants alone, of course, heal, I think, half the quantity of a healing potion, so they're still pretty potent. Seems I've already gotten that chest there. Just checking over here for some plants, and then I've got this cabin. And I don't believe I've been to this cabin in earnest. I think I passed it once on my way to Geldern. You know, if you go back and look at that map, there's that trail that kind of goes off to the right, and that's to Geldern. Now, if I were to keep going down this road, it would take me to Trellis, but I, of course, have to, take out these animals and get these plants real quick, because that's the way I play. I won't spend too much time doing this, and so anyway, as you can see from the endurance bar, I'm still diseased. I bring that up pretty much every video, because it's such an embarrassment. But, because I obviously, when I played this through, before I narrated it, I had no idea that I was diseased. Okay, there's a blood fly, and those guys can poison you, so you want to be careful with them. But 3 quick strikes of the bow should take this guy out, and we're almost at the point where 2 strikes will do it. I was just checking back behind me to make sure there weren't any of his compadres over there. Go ahead and grab this armor weed. Sometimes you'll aim one direction and take out an animal only to find that he had some friends coming at you from the other direction, so that's something you always want to be cognizant of. Grab this chest here. Nothing too exciting, it's not that important of a chest, it's just got some spells and some crappy weapons. But the spells sell for a lot of money and can be useful. Okay. And I'm going over to the ledge here now. See how there's a secondary ledge there right next to the water? That's going to be important later because we're going to have to explore both the top side and the bottom side. I'm just exploring the top side in and around this farm area real quick. And the music switches to this beautiful, and I'm not sure if it's a cello or a viola, but I think it's a viola. I could be wrong. Anyway, beautiful farm here. And I love this music because it's like very countryside, frontier kind of sound. Checking the hills for more loot. Here's a chest. I already got it. And back over here, there's nothing. And then there's a shrine there. Now there's a chest behind this shrine, but I think I'm going to leave it for now because it's part of a quest. And I'm coming out around the right side here. Okay, we've done a nice perimeter of the farm. Let's go ahead and do the farm.
Hey, you. What are you doing sneaking around?
Yeah, they don't like me sneaking around, obviously. Okay, should we milk the cows? Milk the cow. Get some milk. Milking cows, by the way, is something you can do repeatedly. After it's similar to how animals will
I'm
regenerate
going to relax a little.
in the wilderness.
You better go now.
You better go now. I love his inflection.
Did you come to beat it?
This guy doesn't like mercenaries. Not afraid.
Relax. Real.
Servant?
I don't believe.
Really? My shovel must be lying around.
Really?
Take a look if you don't.
And what's in it for?
If you bring me my shovel.
Real.
Hey,
We'll see.
Okay, so he
I
wants me to
don't
go
want
get his
any
shovel.
trouble.
So I will be doing that here in a minute. But let's see who else is around.
I
Derek.
bet you came to demand the rent, right? But I cannot pay. Oh, damn.
There are more of the beasts.
Okay, and as I'm talking to him, goblins magically appear. So I almost got taken out right there because I wasn't expecting it. Should have been. I've done this before. Goblins are wimpy as hell, though. So I'll help the other farmers kill the goblins without, you know, because if I don't help, they might die. So I just gotta be careful not to actually hit them. Ooh, I'm about to hit Ben. I got the goblin there. I think I'm gonna switch to bow and arrow, because that way I can kind of target what I want as opposed to what the
That's
game
the way.
thinks I want. Of course, I'm grabbing this goblin loot while they're kind of taking care of the dudes. Okay, and you know, goblins just have crappy stuff on them usually. Okay, I want to save this slave over here. Very concerned about this slave's health. But he got it. Okay, his health is fine. You know, I guess I should be less concerned because the goblins do such small amounts of damage that it's really not that big of a deal.
You showed him. I hate the
I
beast.
got the last one in this hut all cornered between the four of them.
Those filthy thieves are taking everything I have.
The king. There will be no more.
Thank you very much.
So I previously cleared out the goblin cave.
What about?
The
When
rent
I went
money I was
to,
going to give Tellus has been stolen.
Gonna-
Those dirty.
when I went to Geldern. And so I got credit for that quest now, after talking to him. He doesn't have anything worth buying, so I'm not going to buy anything. I am going to grab the goblin loot from this goblin. Again, nothing spectacular. Okay, so that about does it for the farm. And as you can see on the map here, the farm is approximately right here where the cursor is, that little blob there. And Ben's shovel is down at this temple thing next to, south of Trellis. So we want to go south and go find Ben's shovel, as I indicated with the cursor. Apologize for all the farm animal noises there. Okay, so I was just thinking there's a musical, I think it's called A Funny Thing Happened on My Way to the Temple. And I was just thinking, I think that's what it's called, and so I was just thinking, a funny thing happened on my way to this temple as well. When I was reviewing the video before doing the audio, I noticed that I had a little trouble with some ripper beasts, and we'll get to that here in a second. But and then there's wolves, hares, ripper beasts, rhinos, bloodflies in this field everywhere. So actually, before I got to the ripper beasts, I had a little trouble with these wolves. Fortunately, I saved the game, as I do frequently. I think I can actually take this wolf out from a distance if I'm good. Apparently I'm not. I only hit him twice out of 4 shots. So I'm gonna run for it, because there's about 4 of them chasing me now. And of course, you don't want them to get one of their aggressive streaks in and kill you. So I'm going to run back to the farm here.
Another one of those beasts.
And get them all spaced out a little bit here.
Another one of those.
And now I've just got the one to deal with. And
That's the way.
Got him. Go ahead and grab my loot here. I don't know why I'm looting the wolf. The wolves are dangerous. They could kill those slaves easily. Fortunately, there's only 2 of them. Got one. Where's the other one? He's back in the woods there. Oops.
This is all your own
And they got
fault.
the other one. Okay. And they're probably not happy that I brought the wolf back to their farm there, but whatever, they'll heal up. And in the meantime, back towards the Temple of Trellis, heading more or less south. And I do speed up the game here a little bit because I do some just some generic stuff here, and you can kind of watch. And I'll put some music in this section to liven it up a bit, but I just wanted to skip ahead a little bit. Taking out the goblin too, one of these goblins from probably the raiding party at that farm. It's kind of hard to get up here to get these plants, and they're not that good at plants, but you know, couldn't hurt to do it. Grab another one there, healing plant, and circle back around, kill some of these generic enemies, hares and things to get their loot. And then as I was heading towards Trellis a little ways here, came across those Ripper Beasts. And go ahead and save the game. And, you know, I skipped ahead there a little bit, but basically, yeah, this becomes a little bit of a battle. And as you can see, my health is kind of low. So, you know, run away as usual, but Ripper Beasts, they're just, you know, they're essentially just amped up boars, you know, they're not that bad. And so I go ahead and take them out, or at least I try, but I'll run away again. I have this nice tactic of alternating between running away and standing my ground. Anyway, unfortunately this battle didn't go so well. And I died. And then I reloaded right before I battled the Ripper Beast, and this time I think I'm going to do things a little differently, and by differently I mean not fighting them for now. So I'll just go up towards the temple instead. So I'm going to grab these plants and whatnot. Following this ridge around a little ways. Incidentally, okay, there's a goblin, but I mentioned that there were rhinos in this area too, and there is at least one, I think maybe 2. And I don't understand why there would be a rhino here, because it just doesn't. And there's a goblin berry, by the way, very important goblin berry that I just picked up. But it seems to me like there he is. There they are, 2 rhinos right there. I'm not sure if I'm going to attack. I don't attack them right there, but it just seems like it's not the best rhino territory. They're just kind of out of place there, which is why I remember them every time I play this game. My cat just jumped on my lap. He's very attention-seeking. Now, if you go up that hill all the way, you'll get back up to that area where we were, I think maybe 2 videos ago, where we looked over and saw the beautiful, vantage point down in Trellis by the Undead Cave. And so we've been there, so we're going to come down around the corner and go to the temple. And as you can see, there are some orcs and slaves outside of the temple. And some new music that we haven't heard yet. I think. It's possible we heard this in Montera, but I don't think so. Because they're digging a temple there too.
You better not get too close to the temple, Laura.
How are the excavations going?
Not good at all. I'm supposed to collect artifacts and other relics here, but I don't know where I should get them. There's nothing more to be had out here. And
very
20
suspenseful.
snappers couldn't drag me back into the temple.
Very suspenseful music, as I was saying.
What's wrong with the temple?
It's swarming with undead, Mora. You'd better not mess around with those disgusting beings.
Have you ever been in the temple?
I most certainly have. My group here used to be twice as big. But then suddenly, all these skeletons came out of the ground and attacked us. The others were lost.
Are...
I don't know, but I won't do it.
I get that. Show me.
Okay, so he's basically telling us that there's, they were in the temple and then they got attacked by undead. They lost half of their numbers, and there may or may not be survivors.
You better go, otherwise we'll get in trouble.
Grab these bundles of weapons, you'll need these later. And of course, remember the rule that you can open up chests if they are in the outside here without worry that you'll set somebody off. It's only inside caves or buildings or things like that where you'll arouse attack. You know, one thing I don't like about this game is that when you open those chests, you can clearly see in them that there's
I'm
nothing.
busy.
Make
It'd be
yourself
cool if
useful,
they,
Mora.
approximated the items in the chest with some sort of graphic representation.
You better
I guess that
go,
would be a little bit
otherwise we'll get in
complex,
trouble.
But anyway, looks like there's an orc in the temple entrance, and it looks like he's got his weapon out, saving my game here. And indeed, he does have his weapon out, and there's some sort of terrifying scorpion man looking thing that we haven't seen before. That is one creepy monster that's stinging the other orc down there. And we've got skeletons and mummies. So we got undead that we've encountered before, as well as undead that's new. Or I don't even know if he's undead. The scorpion thing is probably not. And of course, we lose our advantage by taking the high ground there, so it'll even us back out, which makes no sense. Having a healing potion there so I can get back in the battle. And there's another skeleton. I guess I'm gonna have to take him out before I can assist with that other thing. Skeletons, of course, are impervious to arrows, but the other things down there are not. So he's gonna go help his friend down there, and I'm gonna finish up this skeleton, beheading him. The head went flying, the skull went flying. Grab my bow and arrow, and I'll help kill these guys. Looks like there's another skeleton down there now. So I'll get the mummy, moldy zombie, rather. It's nice how he's molding, as opposed to zombies who don't have putrefaction going on, or whatever you call it. Shot him right through the neck. One more should do it. Well, one more. I guess one more. Okay. Took about 8 arrows. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so now it's just the skeleton and this creepy scorpion thing. No, the scorpion thing's dead. It's just the skeleton. Well, I would think the orcs would be able to handle him okay. I gotta be careful. Pretty talented axe warrior there. Should be able to take out that skeleton. In the meantime, let me start looting. Now, it's very important that you do this. Run over here, and in this little pile there's a shovel. And guess what? It's Ben's shovel, the guy who bragged about being over at the undead.
They're making me
Okay, so they got the skeleton.
Put down your weapon.
So we'll go ahead and loot the skeletons and everything. Now, I'm actually surprised that the orcs don't head back to their little encampment there. Because I think that's ultimately where they're gonna go. Gotta love that suspenseful, creepy music. So I'm gonna go ahead and save again just to be on the safe side, as I am standing next to that skull, which is pretty cool. Got the arrow. There's the scorpion beast. There's nothing you can loot off those guys, sadly. And a metal chest with an amulet. This might be a miscellaneous chest, or it might be a magic chest. I should probably look that up. And we're gonna go grab these spells out of the chest here. And, you know, there's some pretty light enemies in this temple. As I'm going down into the temple, though, I am just going to look up... I am just going to look up whether that chest was important. So just bear with me if I don't talk quite as much as I usually do.
May Beliar protect you, Mora. I almost took you for one of those disgusting undead. I thought I would be left to rot here forever.
Tempek has given up the search for survivors in the temple.
That's just like him. His fear far outweighs his honor. I never found out how he managed to become an overseer. He would be better off herding sheep, the coward.
Can you walk?
You're about to see if I can. Come on, let's get...
Okay, and just so you know, according to my my GameFAQs.com/PC/920920-Gothic3 I'm sorry, 920-Gothic-3/facts FAQs as that is /47253. There is a magic chest in the temple, the room before Kamak, and a magic chest in the temple, the room with Kamak that I just opened there. And so, actually, those were both, there were two magic chests in there, and one of them had an amulet, and that might have been the amulet of the Hashashin, and one of them might have had a scroll. Oh, there's the Hashishi amulet there. And I think the other one must have had the scroll. Okay, so that was the one in the room before Kamak. And so we just got a scroll of Frostwave as well. Or if it was the other way around, it would have been an endurance potion. But either way, and maybe go back and look. I wasn't paying attention. I was busy looking this up to see if they were even magic chests. But there were two magic chests in that temple, one of which was not the one that I opened out here. Alright? Or mage chests, as the FAQ calls it. So, I think that is pretty much it for the special chests in the temple there. There's just the two mage chests, which is important, but...
Thank you for your help, Mora. I would never have found the courage to face the undead by myself.
It's got some
Take
Trellis
these
reputation
potions
there.
as a token of my gratitude.
And experience. And 5 healing potions, which is nice too.
I found a survivor in the temple. Kamak the shaman.
Thank Beliar. Kamek's death would have been a great loss for the Orcish people. Thanks for the good news, Mora.
He's happy. Anyway, I was going to say, if you're going through the game as thoroughly as I am, you should be getting all of these chests anyway. But if you're not, if you're trying to skip around a little bit and you want to move the order of chests up on your mage chests, you know, make sure you go through that temple. It's a good temple. And we're just selling off some crap here. He has 9,000 bucks. Might as well sell some stuff to him. My general rule of thumb is to sell, as far as amulets and rings goes anyway, to sell anything more than one amulet and anything more than 2 rings, because you can only wear 2 rings and 1 amulet at a time. So it doesn't make sense to have multiple copies beyond what you can even wear. Interestingly enough, Kamak, the guy I just saved, has an artifact on him that you could grab if you wanted to. Artifact being a very important and powerful item. You could knock Kamak out if you wanted to. Shamans are very dangerous because they cast very powerful magic that can kill you in about 2 or 3 shots. But, you know, there's actually a quest about getting this artifact, and I probably will go get it later. Maybe when I'm liberating, or maybe I'll just take him out sometime. But in any event, I think we will. Well, obviously I didn't do it here, so I'm not going to grab it here. And I'm speeding the game up again here, just to speed through this area. That chest that I opened, by the way, was a nice chest. I'm not sure if it was a special chest or not, but it doesn't matter. I'll go ahead and add some music in here too, but I just wanted to grab all these plants in this little field area real quick. You know, and by the way, you know, this video is almost done. I appreciate your patience. It's been a longer one than I had been doing, but
I have your shovel. You owe me something.
You were really in the temple?
As you can see.
But there were these horrible...
Undead.
One thing I've got to give you. You're brave.
You forgot something.
What?
Cash, pal. Out with it.
Sometimes I've seen the farmer Derek creeping over to the Eno statue at night. Take a look around. He's definitely got something stashed away there.
okay, so so I got Ben's shovel, and then he told me about this chest back here, which, you know, I saw earlier, but I decided to wait on because it's better role playing if I am told about where the chest is and then open it. It's got a lot of money and a nice goblet, so it's a nice reward. And some crab.
You serious?
Okay, so we got that, and so we've cleared the farm and the temple. That's a pretty good day's work, huh?
that.
And so here we can see where we were as far as coming up to the temple and going back to the farm. That's the general area where we've been, where the cursor has been there.
Or why not?
And so next time, I think we're going to go ahead and actually get to
I want to
Trellis.
hear this.
So if you've been watching, thank you very much, and just remember, Professor Snuggles is looking out for you. And I think we will go ahead and save the game here and call it an episode. Thank you for watching.